Okay, alright guys, we got a fluidyne, 3-row? I think that's what it's called. Doesn't that just look good? What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So guess what we got? I got a radiator from LMR, I got the fluidyne 3-row radiator. I'm excited to put it in. I got 4 gallons of Prestone coolant. I got 7 gallons of distilled water to flush out all the old coolant, make sure everything's nice and clean on the inside. So we gotta put it in here now. And I've been messing with my pulley system a little bit, and what I've been doing hasn't worked out yet. So I gotta go back to the old setup. So once I'm done with all of the radiator stuff today, I gotta put the old setup back on. I'm not gonna give y'all all the information about what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure something out because I think it's gonna look much cooler, but so far it hasn't worked out. And we're gonna figure it out. That video is either gonna drop before this one or this one's gonna drop before that one. It depends on if I figure that one out in time, because I want to drop that one first. But we'll see what happens. I've been working on it. I'm excited. But yeah, let's get this radiator swapped out. I'll show it to y'all. This thing's super cool. It looks really nice, and I'm excited to get it swapped out. It's gonna look good in the engine bay. It should keep the car much cooler than the little one, and I don't know, I'm excited. So let's get it done. So right here we got the stock style aftermarket radiator, and then we got a new thermostat to go in here. I got a 195, that way it doesn't throw off the speed density computer readings and stuff and have it dump more fuel because the motor's cold and stuff like that, if I went with like a 160 or a 140 like I was gonna do. So I just went with the 195, and the radiator I got, it should keep it right there around 200 the whole time, so we should be good. So I'm not really gonna worry about it. But I got a brand new thermostat to go in there. While this is out, I'll probably paint it so it looks real good, just like I did the brackets right here. And I got the 3-row radiator, so this is all going to be bigger and shift out more to about right in here or so. So it's kind of going to get a little tighter on the pulley system, but it'll be just fine. It's not like it's supercharged or anything to be really tight, so we'll have some room for sure still. But it's going to look much better and should keep the car much cooler, so it's going to be really nice. But yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop that lower radiator hose off right there at the radiator, and take in let all the coolant drain right out of the radiator and the engine. And I think it'd probably be easiest to take it off right there on the radiator instead of taking the hose off at the bottom of the water pump. So I'll do it right here, let it drain out from the top, let the radiator drain out, get a couple buckets and stuff to slide up under there, an oil pan, let it drain out. Then we'll take and hook up the hose again, fill up the radiator with some distilled water, run the car, put the pulley stuff back on, run the car, let it run for a few minutes, let it circulate, make sure the thermostat opens and all the water circulates, you know. Once we know it's been circulating, we'll take and pop that thing back out, drain it. It should be a little dirty looking, I'm expecting, because when I've taken my overflow jug out a couple times, in the bottom it gets like a little thick residue layer where it's all nasty, and I gotta hose it out. So I'm expecting it to be a little dirty in there, and that should be part of the reason why it's not running the coolest. So this is gonna be good. Once I flush the system once with the water, I got a couple extra gallons. I got 3 more gallons to do it a second time if I need to. I'm probably just gonna run the second setup right through it again, just to make sure everything's nice and clean. And then after that, we'll swap out the radiator, swap out the thermostat, and we'll take in fill it up with coolant, let it run. We'll be good to go. I got that popped out. It finished up draining just about now. While the coolant was draining, I hooked up the pulley system and got that. Whoa, let me fix that. Okay, so while the coolant was draining, I hooked up the pulley system and I just fixed that. I didn't realize it. I always double check it, but I wasn't paying attention that time. So it's a good thing I spotted that. And the coolant's draining out, so I'm gonna fill up. No, let me hook up the bottom radiator hose, and then I'll fill this puppy up with some distilled water. I got it filled up with distilled water. it took just under 2 gallons. You can't see it because of the label, but it took just under 2 gallons. That's because just the radiator is full and it's not like the motor's full, you know. So I'll start it up, let it run for a few, taking add more water to it, and then taking drain it, give it like 10-15 minutes probably, let it cool down some, and then drain it, because I don't want to burn myself or anything like that to happen, you know what I mean, because it's gonna get hot. It's been running for a few now. The hose up top is warming up more and more, so I know the thermostat's open. So I'm gonna cut it off, and we're gonna give it a few minutes, and we're gonna drain it right there again from the bottom of the radiator. So I want y'all to take a look at this. You'll see exactly why I wanted to change all of this and flush it. You see all that brown stuff? All through it. That's disgusting, and it'll clog your stuff up. So that's why I wanted to change it. I want to flush it multiple times. And you see right there, I just loosened up the bottom hose. I pulled this out so I can dump it, and I took a look at it. I'm like, man, I might want to show them this in the video. So that's where I'm at right now. And let me dump this, and I'll take and drain out the water, and I'll show you all what it looks like. I don't know if you'll be able to see a difference in the water because it's in a black container, but if there is a difference, I'll definitely show you all. Round 2. See the thermostat's open, it's running coolant right around it. Of course, it's starting to rain on me. But the car's dirty anyways, because we drove it the other day, and I gotta wash it, so when I got time to be able to mess around and work on it, I got time, and I gotta make it happen. I can't worry about the weather as long as it's half decent. It's not supposed to rain right now, but it is. You can see how dirty it is down there, because going down the road I hit some what are they called, walnuts. Some walnuts fall all around the roads back here, so I hit a couple of those on accident. You can see where at least that's much cleaner. So I gotta really scrub it up and clean it really good. But I don't know, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes between school, working, hustling for money, and just being a kid. You gotta do what you can do and work on it when you got time. So nothing you can do about it. So let's see if I need to add some water. Nope, we're good. So I haven't checked the fill bucket down at the bottom. I'm using the oil fill can down there, the drain can for it, but I haven't checked it yet since I drained the water last time. A lot of water went everywhere, so I'm sure there's only so much in the pan. So once I drain it this time, that's when I'll probably show you all a video of it, because it kind of is everywhere and you see it all over the ground. Let's give it a few minutes and give it another go around and see how all the water looks. So this is after the second flush with the water, and for some reason it's still green from the coolant, I guess. And you see it all looks contaminated. So I'm gonna keep getting at it, but fill it back up. I connected the hose, so I'm gonna fill it back up, give it a whirl, and do it until we're out of water. And then we're gonna start swapping parts out. You see I just started it back up. See the coolant running down through the radiator. Okay, so I was looking at my thermostats. I got a 180 and I got a 195 to decide with. And it's not necessary to have it, but it's nice to have it. It's a little piece right here. I'm pretty sure that's so coolant can flow through just barely, like when you change the radiator or something, to make sure there's still some coolant in there with the water pump and all that. So it's kind of nice to have that little piece. If it doesn't do that, it also lets a little coolant through. I know that, but if it's not for that, I can't remember exactly what it's for, but it's something to line it up. It's something like that. It either lines it up or it lets some coolant through, and I know it lets some coolant through. The other one, it doesn't have that. So when I take the thermostat out, the one that's in it, it still works. It works good. I'm gonna take a look at it and see what number it's got on it. Okay guys, we got majority of everything out except for the radiator, and this is the thermostat that was in it. It's a 180 thermostat. So I'm gonna put the other 180 in it because the car ran good with it, and we're gonna run it like that. I gotta really clean this up right here. I gotta clean up this part. I got brand new 180 thermostat, brand new gasket. I got some gasket maker to run a seam across on both parts, the intake and the neck right here. But I don't have a lot of time. I gotta be places tonight. I got umpire a baseball game, so I gotta keep moving. So I'm sorry about the filming. I'm kind of just working through and showing y'all as I go, but that's where I'm at, and I don't have a lot of time. I'm running out of time to get this done. I'm trying to get it all done before I have to leave tonight, and I got about 2 hours till I have to leave, and this is where I'm at. All right, guys, I cleaned up right there the best I could with where the old gasket was. I cleaned up the thread some. I got new ARP bolts to go right there in the thermostat housing, and I painted up the filler neck so it looks good. It only took a couple bloody knuckles and a lot of swearing to get that sucker on. That was a pain in the butt. I had to use the backside of a screwdriver to wedge it down on there, and finally slid down. Man, that tore my hands up. But I don't got time to complain about it. I gotta get this radiator done. So this is what we got. We got a fluidyne, 3-row, I think that's what it's called, radiator. There's the old one. And you can see they package it like super nice. I've taken it out once just to see how it looked, make sure it wasn't damaged. And this thing's like really pretty. It should work great. I'm really excited. I'm hoping there's no leaks, nothing, no funny business happening, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to deal with that, you know. But here she is. It's a pretty radiator. I mean, almost looks crooked right now. She like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll put it in the car. You can see it says fluidyne. I'm chewing gum right now. Sorry about that. My talking's a little messed up. But it's a really nice radiator. So let me get in the car. I'll show y'all that. Also, let me show y'all something. On the bottom of the radiator, you gotta make sure you pop these clips back in. They go like this, one on each side like this for the fan shroud, so you can take and slide it into the groove. That's what holds it. So don't forget to put those clips back in. Okay, so you can see I got the new radiator in. Looks awesome. And you see the clips right down there in the bottom, one on each side. So now it's time to take and put the fan on here and the shroud, and then put the tensioner on here. I had to take the tensioner off to get access to the other bolts that were on here because it was kind of in the way to use the ratchet, and I didn't want to use the wrench when I knew I could use the ratchet if I just took out one bolt. So I took the tensioner off. So I gotta get the tensioner on, hook all this stuff up, put the lines back on, clean out the one old line, because sadly I didn't buy new lines. I should have. I didn't realize mine were in such rough shape. I mean, they don't look bad. They're not like cut up and leaking or nothing stupid, but they're just like old and kind of rough around the edges, you know. But it was just, I don't know, I just figured why buy black ones when I already got them, and they're not bad looking, so I didn't. But there's that right there. All right, so let me take and finish getting all this stuff hooked up, and we will be good to get her running and start filling it up with coolant. Get that lined up. Another tip for y'all is when you take the fan out, always line up the pulley to the thread holes on here, so it's one less thing you gotta worry about, so you know that the pulley is always close or right around the threads on here when you put the fan on, so it's easier to find the thread for the water pump to bolt it all up. There we go. Everything's all bolted up, all back together. Looks great. Everything does. Now it's time just to fill up the radiator with coolant and fire it up. And I want to show y'all something else. With this radiator, the stock cap, it didn't fit. So what I had to do was I cut, you see how it's got the lip right there that folds in? I cut about that much out of it. See, I cut about that much out, and then I folded the top back around, and now you can take and, it barely works, but you get it to pop right down over here, slides down in the back side, and then alright, so it's the next day, and I'm looking it over, it's running, see if there's anything leaking, and Everything looks nice and dry. Everything looks good. I don't know, it worked earlier. I'll have to mess with it some more. But it will close. It's just being a pain in the butt right now. But let me fill this puppy up with coolant, get it running, burp the whole system, top off the reservoir, make sure it's at the right spot, and we'll be good to go. Okay, I just put the 2nd gallon of coolant in it, and it starts leaking out of this. I guess the thermostat, yeah, the thermostat didn't seat in the middle. That's my fault. I gotta take this back off and re-loosen it up and remount it and fix it and do it right. Alright guys, I fixed up the thermostat right there. I gotta clean up the orange stuff. I made quite a mess with it, but I can use some rubbing alcohol to clean it up. Filled it with coolant, it's good. And the thermostat's open. I've squeezed it, burped it up pretty good. It seems like it's pretty solid in there. I don't have time, I gotta park this thing now. So I'm gonna go park it and I'll mess with it more tomorrow. But I think we're good. Everything seems good now. I popped that radiator cap off. Look in it. And we can try to burp the system some. So I squeezed top and bottom lines. Thermostat's already opened up. It's getting nice and hot. So there's no air at all in the system. So it should be good. No air bubbles came up through it or nothing. So should be good. You see it's over kind of at the middle, just below. Just idling away. So we're gonna let it idle for a little more time, and then we'll take and cut it off and go from there. Okay, so it's been running for a bit. The cooling system's burped. I got the cap back on. I do not see any leaks. I'm gonna wash the engine bay soon so I can verify for sure that there's literally no leaks. But the temperature gauge has stayed in that part of normal for a bit, and it's been running at that spot in the normal for like at least 20 minutes, and it stayed right there. So that means that this puppy is keeping the car cool, and we should be good for sure. I mean, it's a much bigger radiator than the one that was in it, so we should definitely be ice cold. So I'm happy. It's time to wash this engine bay. So I've made a video on it before, but I basically just get the engine bay damp, then I spray everything down with some simple green, wash it back off, and before I start, I put a bag over top of the distributor, even though it's got a boot, just to make sure nothing actually gets, you know, in the distributor. So that's how I do it. Once I wash everything off the final time, I take and use a leaf blower, air compressor, both of them usually, and spray everything out. Then I take and spray it down with tire shine, the whole engine bay, wipe everything down, make sure it's nice and dry. Then I hit it again with some tire shine, and that's how I do it. And it always comes out awesome looking, so I'm really excited to do it again, because you can see everything's kind of getting dirty, you know. And it's just going to clean it right up. It's going to look real good, even though it does right now, you know. So to some, this would be like a show car engine bay. To me, it's not. To me, it's just a nice one, but it looks good. It looks really good for what it is. So I just washed everything off, and I'm about to start spraying stuff down with tire shine. Washed it all off, used the leaf blower. Didn't blow hard on electrical connections or anything like that. Just blowed over it to get the water out of the valleys, you know, and kind of dry it off a little bit so it's not so wet. And now we can start spraying stuff down. Don't try to hit your belt with tire shine, but spray some stuff down real good. The intake, boot, that, firewalls. Like that, boom, boom. That real good. Alright. Boom. Now we can wipe everything down. There we go. All shined up. Look how good it looks. Alrighty, that radiator looks real good. Tell you what. You can see the more I wash the engine bay and spray it down with simple green, the more that K-member cleans up, and you can see more red down through there. Same with this side. Just gets better with time. But man, does that look good. So now, since everything is clean as a whistle and there's no more coolant in the valleys, you know, like down in there, that's just a little water. On that side, everything's just water. Where it's wet, it's all water. There's no coolant or nothing down there, so we'll be able to tell for sure if there's any coolant leaks, which I think we're good. And I'll take and dry up the garage floor over here to make sure that the floor is clean, you know, so you can see if something starts leaking on it. But golly, doesn't that just look good? Beautiful. Alrighty. Everything looks good. I think we're good. Alright guys, we got the new radiator installed. No leaks whatsoever. Everything is A1. So I'm happy about that. And this video is dropping tomorrow. I don't have my permit yet. My dad's out of town. My brother, he's busy today. So there's no driving it around to check it out real good. But for now, we're going to say it's fixed. And just idling, you know, full blast on the AC. Everything stays ice cold. Where before, temperature gauge would just get higher and higher. Get on the high side of normal. Now it's always on the low side. And when you're running it down the street, it's going to obviously run cooler. Unless you're like running the RPMs and hot rodding it, it's obviously going to run cooler because you're getting cooler airflow coming into the motor than just sitting there idling. So I think we're good. For now, we're going to say it's fixed, but I'll definitely let y'all know in the upcoming videos on that. So I get my permit next month, so you'll get more footage of it, like in town, around, more driving clips, the whole shebang. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited. Can't wait. But that's it for now. So thank y'all for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.